Welcome back to the Spartan Update Podcast. I'm your host, Ava Narowski. I'm joined with my fellow cast and crewmate, Jackie Bahari, and our special guest, Mr. Kulat. It is a fine 48 degrees on this Tuesday morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. A little chilly, but it's nice to have some fall weather, actually.
No, yeah, this heat wave.
This weekend was crazy.
Can you give us a little morning routine about this morning? Because you clearly voted. So.
I did. I have a dog, so he's 2, but acts like a teenager. He loves to sleep, so I'm able to kind of do my routine in the morning. You know, put the coffee on, get breakfast, all that kind of stuff, and then right before I'm ready to go out the door, then he's starting to wake up. So it's like, okay, now I can take him for a walk and do that kind of stuff. So he's good in that way.
What time do you get up in the morning? Yeah. I feel like you have such like a prestigious routine.
I do. It kind of depends on when I get out of bed as opposed to when I get up. Those are two different things. The alarm's set for 5:30. And I'm the kind of person that hits snooze a whole bunch of times.
No,
me too.
So I try to get up before 6. So I try to get up at that 5:50 alarm.
Yeah.
I kind of try to turn it off, but sometimes that extra 10 minutes is just needed.
Yeah,
so
especially with this daylight savings, you know.
Yeah.
Are you like the type of person who gets like messed up with that? Like
I actually found it easier because we fell behind, so we got an extra hour. So I got, the alarm was set for 5:30, but body clock is 6:30. So I found it a lot easier. And the sun's kind of starting to come up at that point. So
it's like so much brighter. Like it's like easier to wake up.
It really is, right?
Yeah,
so that's kind of it. And then this morning I just kind of got up a little bit earlier because it's election day. So I just
got to vote.
Yeah, you voted.
You voted. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I did my civic duties.
Yeah. All right. So before this podcast, Mr. Polano instructed us to know all about you. So can we please have your social security number and a hair follicle? Like by any chance.
It's really needed. We really need this.
I have to go up to my classroom to get those, but I'll bring them down to you.
All right, thank you. Can you give us like a little like background before you started teaching, like your high school and like college experiences? Because I don't know that about you.
Yeah.
I certainly can.
Did you always want to be a history teacher?
Actually, never. I went to, a lot of people don't know this. My freshman and sophomore year I did at CBA. I was big into basketball growing up. I ended up playing college basketball, but when I was younger, I really wanted to, like, CBA was it for basketball. I mean, they still are, but it's not as big as it was back then. There wasn't Ranny. RBC wasn't as good. I think St. Rose is going to be up and coming as well. So there wasn't any of those other competitive schools to kind of pull from. So CBA was always the top.
Yeah.
And I had a successful freshman year. I played JV, sat varsity a little bit, which is, pretty.
As a freshman.
As a freshman is pretty good there. And then going into sophomore year, I thought it would be, full-time JV, maybe a little bit more dabbling on the varsity side, and I ended up spraining my ankle in the preseason. So it was probably like, I want to say like October-ish, and tryouts are Thanksgiving. So I missed all that time, and it took me time to get back. Anyway, fast forward to I was sitting JV for my sophomore year. I went there to play basketball, and I decided to leave because of basketball. Because now going into my junior year, I knew a kid who was coming in as a freshman. His name's Dan Warner. He ended up being New Jersey Player of the Year. He won national championships down at Florida, played professionally for a little while. And I knew that I would have to be playing behind him, and sitting JV as a sophomore is not boding well for when that's coming up behind you. So so I decided to transfer, went to Red Bank Regional, which is really where I call home. When people ask me where I went to high school, I always say RBR. I graduated from there in 2004. All my closest friends are all my high school friends, and that's home to me. It was a little nice though, because my senior year, we got to play CBA in the shore conference quarterfinals.
Tell me you won.
We did win, and it was a really big. It was a really big deal. Yeah, we felt like we got misseeded. We got the 5 seed. CBA was actually the 4 seed.
Oh, wow.
But it was, at that time, Red Bank, the gym is huge. Red Bank used to host the quarterfinals. And then Toms River North, it was the Rataco Center. Now I believe it's a Poland Springs Center, whatever it is. Then they hosted the semifinals and the finals. So we were the away team on our home court.
Ooh.
So that was kind of that was a nice little feather in our cap. But we were able to beat them, and I have very fond memories of that game because obviously playing against kids that I played with, and it was really sweet redemption was nice for that one. All this time, that's the athletic side. But all this time, I thought that I was going to go into the business world. We're just new in getting the academies, but Red Bank Regionals had the academies for years. Even my girlfriend in high school was in the Creative Writing Academy. I was in the Academy of Finance. So I thought this is kind of pre-DECA, so it was a little bit more, I don't want to say juvenile, but it was a little more, DECA is another step.
Yeah.
It really is, right? Yeah. But I really thought that I was going to go into the business world and kind of do big things there, and went away to college. Like I said, I played basketball my freshman year.
Where'd you go?
I started, so I joke, it's a little loaded question because I went to, I did. I started at Susquehanna. Like I said, I played basketball there. And I got injured I broke my ankle and needed surgery.
Man, so many
These
injuries.
ankles.
I have very
These
bad,
ankles.
my ankles, and I can tell when the weather's going to change because my ankles start to throb. They're that
God,
kind
really?
of bad. Yeah,
That's
and
like from Mean Girls.
crazy.
You can tell the weather.
exactly. And I'm only 30 years old, so I should be able to, I shouldn't have ankles that old. So, so I came home, I had the surgery that I needed, and I did Brookdale for 2 years while I was trying to figure out, the surgery kind of is not great recovery time for basketball, wasn't really likely. My grades weren't that good as a freshman at Susquehanna, so I kind of decided, there's got to be, what do I want to do with my life? And the guy who I played for at Red Bank Regional, the coach there, was like, hey, why don't you take an education class? Brookdale didn't have, at the time, they didn't have any finance classes. The closest thing they had was marketing, and I don't really care about
it
marketing.
wasn't your speed.
It wasn't my thing. And so I took an education class. I liked it. I had to take history classes. I've always liked history. I've always been good at history. And took an education class. I liked it. Took another one. I liked it. At the same time, I started helping him out on the coaching side with doing some scouting and a little bit of dabbling here and there. And then by the time Brookdale ended and I got my associates, I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to be in the classroom. I like hanging out with the kids. I like,
Learning and
I've had both of you in class. I like,
It was your moment that happened. You're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, it really was. And it really was that I like this. I want to do this. I want to tell stories and have fun with the kids. And that's exactly what a history teacher is. It's not like where you're trying to figure something out
it's different.
This has already happened.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining the information.
You're just
to you.
emphasizing it.
Exactly. And so I decided to transfer from Brookdale. I went to Kane, up in Union, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I started coaching, and I was doing that kind of ever since.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I did my student teaching in the 8th grade at the middle school here.
Oh my God, really?
So my entire teaching career has been at Ocean.
Ocean,
here,
Wow.
Have you taught anything besides world history, here?
I do, yeah. So my first year, kind of a funny story. I got hired. I did my student teaching in the spring. All summer, I'm applying to jobs. I can't get one. Turns out one opened up late August here, and it was going to be for a short term. I was told it was going to be for 2 weeks. And the supervisor at the time was like, it was like August. I want to say it was August 29th or August 30th.
You know
like
the date.
super. I'm telling you, super late.
Wow.
He's like,
Close.
hey, if you haven't gotten a job yet, we have an opening. It's only going to be for like 2 weeks, but if you want it, it's yours. Yeah.
Take
So
it.
I was like, okay. I hadn't had anything. So 2 weeks turned into 2 months. 2 weeks turned into end of September, turned into 2 months, turned into the marking period, and then indefinitely. And then it opened up full time in March, and I applied, and I thankfully
You
got
it.
But
Yeah.
that to answer your question, that first year I taught US 1 and US 2. Since then, I've only taught world history and US 3. So I have taught all of them,
you have US 3
but
too.
I have the freshmen and the seniors, which I don't know if like kids think about this, but I love that because I love that I've
like,
seen
if
you
you
guys
have
as
them
freshmen.
twice, yeah.
You've seen us
it's
grow up.
Exactly.
That's
Come in as
cute.
like little children and leave as young adults, and it's like that like juxtaposition I
Yeah,
really
that's-
like.
yeah.
Full circle.
It
moment.
really is, yeah. And every year there's a couple that I'll have. I'll obviously see you guys in the hallways, but
Yeah.
to have you guys in class again, there's always
It's different. Like,
It
yeah, different
is.
Definitely
connection.
different.
yeah.
I fully agree with that. Do you like prefer like a history you teach? Like,
I
what do you like better?
I don't want to get in trouble. I think the US 3 class that we have here is an awesome class. It's
like the curriculum-wise?
The curriculum-wise,
yeah.
yeah. The way that Ocean has it broken up, I couldn't agree more. Like, it's such a great... Because we have the middle school, we're able to do it this way. Like the first part of world in 8th grade, second part of world freshman year, and then US 1, US 2, US 3. We're one of only, I think there's like a handful of schools in the state that have US 3. There's not
Really?
many, yeah.
Wow.
Like that time period, like in general?
Well, just
Or
the
just
class,
the-
like how it's
okay,
broken up.
yeah.
Like when I was in high school, I remember the very last day, because he's one of my favorite teachers ever. He wrote on the board Vietnam, and then as the bell rang, he's like, hey, look, we got to Vietnam. Have a good summer. And like, that's 1965, so this is 2004, so you're talking 40 plus years of missing information. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just love that we have the US 3.
No, yeah.
And it's just, it allows us to go deeper into topics. I don't know if you girls have history yet, but it's
I'm taking it right
Not yet.
now.
okay. So you kind of know it's less. It's 12 chapters
Yeah.
if you break it down by chapters, 12, 10, and 8. So we have less chapters, so we can go more, go deeper
Yeah.
into. We're
More
not just like a
detail.
rock skipping on the water. We're diving in a little bit
No,
more.
yeah, because in history now, I feel like I have like covered like so much more than compared to like 1 and 2, because I had Semorano sophomore and junior, and then I have Klein this year, and I love the way both teachers teach. Like, it's two different things, but like I feel like we learned so much, but in such little time in Semorano's class versus Klein's class, where I like have so much more to like learn, and like I feel like I have more time. Like,
Right.
it's not as rushed, but we still cover like about the same amount of information, I feel
For
like.
sure, yeah, and again, I think it's just like the going a little bit deeper. Like when it comes down to it, it's just it's a general ed class. It's just like, here's some topics and here's some like, we're going to touch upon these things to kind of introduce the youth about these things, and but for seniors we can go a little bit deeper. And I think because you're more like people as opposed to when
Yeah.
you were freshmen, you're more mature and able to do that. And again, I absolutely love the curriculum that we have here.
Do you like to interact with the seniors more than the freshmen, or do you have a preference?
I do.
Yeah.
So the seniors are definitely more like people.
Yeah.
Whereas the freshmen are still a little timid. They're immature. They're the seniors, again, you're having a conversation with a human being.
Like, we're 18 pretty much almost.
Exactly. Yeah, you're
Second
17,
semester.
18, and the maturity level is much, much higher. And you're just able to interact more, and I like having those conversations in class,
Yeah.
like those, even the jokey ones where you kind of have a little, some fun back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
Like, even those
Little
are
banter.
yeah, exactly. Banter is exactly the perfect word, but you can't really do that with every freshman class.
No,
There's
yeah.
some that are like, some kids have the maturity level, and when you have a great freshman class, you have a few of those kids in there, but that's really the biggest difference is that part.
I barely remember your class because I was the COVID class. I was second semester
right,
freshman year, so everything was online. I only remember the first 2 weeks.
I knew this was the first time I was seeing you because you always had your camera off.
Oh snap! You called her out.
I had it on sometimes.
I don't recall. But yeah, that was crazy. I forgot about that.
I know.
That was. It was wild times.
Rough.
Wild times. Yeah. I will say, I like the US3 curriculum more. I like all that, and with the seniors, but there's some really good topics freshman year, like exploration, the Renaissance.
I only remember Henry with the 7 wives, 6 wives, 6 wives.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the order?
The musical 6.
The musical about that.
Catherine's one of them.
No, do you remember how they?
Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived.
There's a song about that.
There's a song.
There's a song.
It's the theater.
I think
kids.
I have you next semester.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
watch
be
out.
excited for this senior class.
Watch out.
Again, if you get a good class, the second
fun.
semester seniors, as long as it's a juggling act. Because you have senioritis. Nobody's gonna. It's definitely a thing.
How do teachers hold up with that? Because I feel like it's harder for them.
I don't. I'll tell you how I deal with it. You guys we have work, right?
Yeah.
We have stuff that we got to accomplish. We have curriculum we need to get to. We have all that kind of stuff. But I also realize you guys are in college, you got in, accepted, signed, sealed, delivered, or have applied and
waiting
and even if you haven't decided, you're at least going to college, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, even if the students that aren't going to college, they're not going to college because they have they know what they're doing next. They're going into the working world. Maybe they've done the co-ops or anything like that, and they're going into the working world. They know what they're doing. And I even say it kind of right around spring break. Once we get to spring break, I get it. We got work to do. We still have to do. Yeah, we're this close.
You still have to finish out.
We still have work to do. I get it. I got to do what I got to do. If you guys aren't gonna do the work, or you're gonna, there's gonna be consequences. But as long as you understand that, it's pretty good. And like I said, with the best senior classes that I've had, they can both do the work but also have fun and have conversations and so they're still turning things in, they're still getting their work done, but they're also much more lax because it's late May, senior spring.
Do you have a US3 class now?
I have 2 of them right now.
Oh, 2. Whoa.
Yeah. Wow. And I have 1 or 2 in the spring.
I feel like there's going to be such a difference between the fall, because the fall, it's you're applying but you don't know where you're going yet, and
it's so stressful right now for all the seniors. It's so
stressful. But they have more mentality to do work, because they're going to look at my grades, they're going to look at this, I have to, and then they transform to the second semester, they're okay, I'm applied, I'm accepted, I'm in, and then it's I don't have to really try.
Yeah, what's the point of doing
that's
all
why
this work?
I mostly took an AP this year, because I want to stay on balance. I don't want to fall off, because if I have that AP holding on, I feel off balance, and I would get things done, because I've had the strongest work ethic, I feel, this year, which is crazy.
And that's good to have that, and have that, to me, that shows maturity, that you thought about okay, I know that senioritis is a thing, I know that I might get a little lackadaisical, but if I take an AP, I know that I can big word, SAT word. I know that I can still get to. I still need something there that's going to push me to get to the end of the year, right? And even AP, it's not really the end of the year, but it's close enough where
you got to be in it the whole year.
You're a week before prom, and it's okay, I've taken the test.
I'm good.
It's project time in this class.
Time to have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. And to be fair, I think anybody that is no, senioritis is not. I wouldn't get an argument, because to each their own. But I just, if you're trying to ignore that it's a thing, I think you're just sticking your head in the sand. And
No,
it's
like they try to avoid
clear.
it, but like it's there.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think if you put again, the long way to answer your question, I think if you just put like boundaries and parameters around it for the kids, and say things like, all right, guys, we have work today, work to do, but you can group up, you can talk to each other. This is due at the end of the period.
Just get it done.
Get it done.
Don't care how you do it.
And I think that's also preparing you guys for the real world, because
like it's not so like instructionalized. Like
Yeah.
it's like do it at your own pace. Like but you have to get it done by a certain deadline, and like that's what teaches us like to get into college, because the college schedule and the high school schedule totally different
yeah,
things.
for sure. And I think that, like you said, it prepares you for college there, gives you that a little bit more time management.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
'Cause-
that's something I always struggle with. Like,
Me too. I definitely struggle with that too.
That was definitely, so I had mentioned I didn't do so well at Susquehanna. That was definitely my thing. I thought I was ready for college. I was 18 years old. Nobody was smarter than I was. And
Yeah.
I just like, I got to college and was not that I wasn't prepared. I didn't use the tools that I had from high school.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing was time management for me. Like, wake up, you go to class, you go to the library for a little bit, and then you come home and it's like, all right,
What now?
at all times, someone is playing video games and they want you to play. Someone is playing cards, or someone's like, start to know older people, and you shouldn't if you're under 21, but if you're over 21, you can find someone to go hang out
Party.
with. Like like there's all, you have so many different pulls and coming from all these different places, and if you're not able to buckle down and be like, I can't today,
Like, I have to
I gotta
study.
grind. Yeah, you're not managing your time right. That's the biggest thing for college.
I know, like that's like my English teacher has been like
Yeah,
on
she's
top
been-
of
she's
us.
been on top
but
of
like
us.
in the end, like I'm gonna be so thankful for it, because she teaches us time management. Like you have to get the paper in on time, like, or else like there's only 3 papers in a class. You don't do one, you fail. Like, and you have and you're off the 4-year trail. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's just so stressful to think about.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna be ahead of the game.
I
Now
know.
that she taught us that, we're gonna make
Hopefully.
sure. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
No, the teachers like who have like priorities held against us, like I feel like they're just trying to prepare us the most. And like I know like people might be like, oh my god, this teacher's so hard, like you're gonna hate that
Yeah.
class, like blah blah blah. Like they're just trying to help you in the best way, but like teaching you, like it might be torturous now, but in college you're gonna be so thankful. And that's what like I'm like happy about, like through
Me
all like the
too.
harder classes. Like I feel like I'm so ready.
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks while you're in it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't want to do this
Yeah.
work. I know I have that reputation to be a little bit on the tougher side as a
But like
teacher,
that's
giving a lot
gonna
of
be
work.
so helpful.
But I think that's part of the reason. I've set my class up for a particular reason, so I want that.
Yeah.
But also, I want you guys to be prepared for
No, yeah.
next
That's your
year
whole-
or going
Yeah,
to the
we're gonna
future.
be
Yeah.
thanking you. Like right now,
I'm gonna
we're
email you
oh,
like
so
a
much
year
work.
from now. Be like, I'm so thankful for that freshman year Zoom call. Like, thank you for that.
I appreciate
The
it.
freshman year
I'll tell you
Zoom
what,
call.
every teacher saves those. I have teachers.
You s-
Yeah, no, it means a lot to them.
Kids
It-
are-
oh I
yeah.
thought you meant the Zoom calls,
Oh,
not
no,
the
no,
emails.
no.
I was like, you saved those. Okay, the emails, yeah.
The email, like I have a few from some kids over the 12 years I've been here that have, responded, sent me an email saying, hey, thank you for either a great year, like it was end of senior year, or it was a year later, 2 years later, or just, hey, Mr. Kulat, hope you're doing well. I really just feeling nostalgic and missed your class, missed high school. And
Oh,
just
stop.
hoping
If I
that-
was a teacher, I'd probably start crying. Like,
There's
I,
ones
like
that-
we need to start our emails already.
I'm going to send every single one of my teachers.
It really is nice. I don't know if you're not in the education field, like if you're not like a teacher or want to go into
Yeah.
teaching, growing up as a kid, I don't think you understand that like I don't have any children. Like my students are my children.
Yeah.
And
Your
there's
dog.
days where I don't. Right, my dog.
Your
is-
dog too.
there's days where I want to get rid of you guys, but over the most part, there's not one day that goes by that there's some kind of like emotional feeling that goes towards like, oh yeah, I helped that kid. Like that's such a meaningful. I don't even know if like I don't have the vocabulary to put that into words.
Yeah, no.
Little things mean
Yeah.
the most.
They really do. And a short email like that's it. Like a DM from a former golfer of mine that says, "Hey, coach, like saw you guys won, congratulations."
Aw,
That means
that's so
that means the
cute.
world
Yeah.
to me, and it just like those things are super awesome,
No,
super
yeah.
special, and just like you can't put a price tag on those friendships or relationships that you have, and so I would definitely say to anyone that is listening, hopefully it's more than just the
All
two
of
of us in
us.
here.
Everyone.
That if you have that relationship with a teacher, someone you're super special with, shoot them that email occasionally and just say like, "Hey, hope you're doing well," or
Yeah.
like keeping in touch with your high school teachers really is meaningful. For
Moral
us.
of the story, take care of your teachers and send them nice messages because they
Yes.
appreciate that. Speaking of, I know you just talked about a golfer
Yeah.
DMing you. How'd you get into golfing here?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Address the elephant
I
in
know
the
you-
room.
The elephant.
Yeah,
in the
you were
room.
into basketball.
I
Were you
know.
also
Yeah.
into
I was
golf at
waiting-
the same time, or did golf come later?
So no, yeah, I'm
Golf is life.
Golf is life.
Golf is life.
I gotta get a bumper sticker for that.
I'll make you one.
That would be great.
She'll make you one.
I can't say. So I took. Nobody in my family golfs.
All right.
So I didn't come up with playing golf until spring of my senior year,
Of college or high school?
high school.
Okay.
So kind of talking about like senioritis kind
Yeah.
of things. Growing up, I always had basketball in the springtime because you have your basketball season for high
Oh.
school, and then you have AAU
Yeah.
spring, summer, and fall basically. But after your senior year, you know where you're going to college. There's no need for AAU unless you're trying to do some kind of post-grad year or something, and that's becoming a little more popular. But for the most part, I had nothing to do. And I had stopped playing baseball freshman year, which my dad still thinks was my best sport growing up.
Wow.
What position were you?
I was a pitcher and played first base.
You were a pitcher?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You threw that heat.
Yeah,
you got that heat.
I'm 6'5", I was 6'3" as a freshman in high school. So
Wow. Tall jeans.
yeah.
You were a whole foot taller than me. No,
So
literally.
I
Literally for me.
is that what you were coming in freshman year? 5'3"?
No, I'm 5'3" now. Like
You're
I was
5'3"
like
now?
5 foot freshman
I'm
year.
4'11" and a half right
Yeah,
now.
she's-
How many phone books you got on that chair?
A lot. Let's just say a lot.
Yeah, this one, a booster seat.
There you go. So senior year, like spring of senior year, I didn't really have any sports to play, and I was like, I don't know if baseball's the right choice. Like my mom plays a lot of tennis, and now she plays a lot of paddleball. She's like, "Oh, play tennis," and that seemed like an awful lot of running for something I wanted to not do less running. And so I was like, I'm going to join the golf team. And it was funny. So we had there were 2 golfers on the team that were actual golfers. You know,
Yeah,
they
and
both
then you.
belonged to the country clubs, and then I decided to played college basketball. My best friend played football at West Point. He played golf. Another friend could have played football in college, but went to University of Florida. He played golf. And there was another one played football at Monmouth, and he played golf. Another one played football at Franklin and Marshall.
A
He
golf
played golf.
gang.
So we were just like, and these are all like my best friends that were just like, you know what? Like we have nothing to do this spring. We can still work out and lift and get ready, for our sports in college. Let's play some golf. Yeah.
Did you ever play golf before this, or was this like
I had
spontaneous?
dabbled. It was just like, hey, I have a set of
Like
clubs
some mini
that's just
golf.
I'm gonna smack it around, and that really kind of opened my eyes up to the world of golf, really. And actually, I don't know if he was a teacher here for a little while, Mr. Towns.
Don't know.
I don't know. He was a math teacher. I think he left a couple years ago now. Anyway, he was a teacher here. He was my golf coach in high school. So so I just
cute.
kind of took it. I started dabbling a little bit, then kind of smacked it around a little bit, and then kind of over the years, even more so when I got to Kane and I was coaching at Kane, and my class schedule was classes in the morning, and then go home so I could go to practice from 3 to 5. Having that schedule, my afternoons were open come the springtime. And one of the guys I coached basketball with at Red Bank was also the golf coach there. So he's like, hey, I know you have the afternoons off. If you want to be my assistant and play some golf, certainly.
I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah,
you're golfing.
free golf
so
is
free
always
golf.
nice. So I did that for 5 or 6 years, and then when I got hired here, I'm the coach, the third coach in our school's history.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
there
crazy.
was, yeah. So Judic was the first coach. I don't know his first name, but they called him Jumbo. He's another big guy like me, from what I understand. And then Mr. Ruck was a gym teacher here. He coached from like 93 to 11, I want to say. And then 2012, I took over.
Boss man came in. The man.
And I've been doing the golf coaching ever since.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best job in any school. Like, you go out and play golf, and golf is usually no drama.
And golf
Yeah.
is life.
There's no
Golf is
like football. Football,
there's
basketball,
always,
the
like-
bigger. There's always
We were
egos.
talking about like
or
if there's football drama, and he's like, yeah. Like I was like, yeah, there's a lot.
Oh,
I'm like, there's no way.
There's not in the golf team.
Yeah,
It's
golf-
not. It's just like if you're
It's such, like,
complaining
a
about playing
chill.
time, or like quote unquote playing time. It's like, okay, well, here's your scores and here's his scores, and your scores aren't as good as his, so he
Yeah,
played. Like,
figure
it's
it
not.
out for
Yeah.
yourself.
So it's very simple in that aspect. And even so, there's nobody that complains about playing time because it's
'Cause they
it's
wanna
just-
do it. They
Yeah,
wanna
it's just
be
a
part of
chill,
it.
laid back. Yeah, it's a great sport. And then one step forward is that we play at Deal in Hollywood. Obviously,
Ooh, you
two
guys are
country
bougie.
clubs in town.
Yeah,
we
you guys
are.
are
We're-
that's
yeah.
nice.
legit.
Right, and when we're good, we're bad and bougie. But we, so the joke around really the state is that we have the best golf coaching job in the state because Hollywood's a top 15 golf course in New Jersey. And Deal is no, like, that's to say then that Deal is not, like,
Yeah.
Deal's phenomenal in its own right. It's not, I don't think it wants that praise or that accolade of being in there, but it's tremendous in its own. So we have two unbelievable country clubs that
Literally 5 minutes away.
right,
Like,
exactly,
close.
that we get to pick and choose from. And like, there's some courses like Manasquan plays Manasquan River, which is a phenomenal country club, but they don't always get it. They get it on Mondays as long as there's not a golf outing. Jonathan Dayton High School, which is Springfield, the town of Springfield
Yeah.
goes there. They use Baltusrol. Baltusrol is the number 2 ranked golf course in New Jersey.
What's number 1?
Pine Valley.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Let's take a
So
trip
New
to
Jer-
Pine Valley.
I would love to.
Field trip.
Pine Valley is
Second semester.
super exclusive. Oh, maybe we can work that in.
Like a
Think
golf
about it.
tournament, like history golf tournament, like
I
you
feel
like
like-
golf to like the like US 3 curriculum.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
here,
see
like
if we can add
JFK is
it.
over here in one corner, like one hole is JFK. Like
we have to make this happen. We have
I will
to.
push for this.
Okay, we'll see. You guys write it up, and I'll bring it to Ms.
I'll just
Kazuba.
transfer into your class, take US 3 again.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yay.
The Pine Valley is the number 1 golf course in the world,
Oh,
and it's in New Jersey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a trip up there.
Yeah, we really do need to take
Yeah,
a trip
now,
there.
now that you say it's number 1 in the world, like I feel
It's-
like I have to
yeah.
go.
My
It's
skills
crazy.
are crazy in golf. So
You should see me on the mini golf court. Like,
Oh yeah, or the
course.
cart.
Like,
We
you
should
should
drive the cart. Oh
So
my gosh.
everybody says that, and then I'm sorry to disappoint you. we
no.
don't use golf carts.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got cameras to see your disappointment in those faces, because everybody gets so, oh yeah, I'll join the golf team. Like, I can drive the car.
Drive the cart.
And then it's just
I
really
can be your
disappointing, too.
personal Uber driver for the golf carts. Like, if you ever need one, call me up. Like,
Gotcha.
I'm right here.
Who's
I'll
not
sit in the golf
who's
cart.
not happy riding a golf cart, right? Like,
Exactly,
they're
that's what
always fun.
Everyone's happy. in
Not
the golf
even
cart.
during like a tournament. Like, you don't get them.
The kids never do.
Ooh,
on
so you
Coaches are
so
just
you
whipping
might.
around.
on tournament days, like so there's a couple times a year. So the way high school golf works is we play matches, which are after school. They're only 9 holes. So it's your team versus my team, and you bring 5 kids, I bring 5 kids, and we play each other. Those days, we don't get a golf cart.
Yeah.
But on the tournament days where we have,
Sorry, you do 18?
we play 18
Like a
holes.
short conference tournament?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Monmouth County, the short
Okay.
conference, the state tournament. Those are big tournament days.
Yeah.
I don't see my kids at all. The way that those coaching days work, I'm with another group, and you're not paired up with your team. So like my number 1 kid might start on hole 3, the other one might start on hole 4, 5, 6, 7. They break it up so that there's no, like, you can't help each other because you don't really know each other. Mm-hmm. The same thing with the coach. So my kids might start on, like, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I might start on hole 16 and just be with that group. And my job on those days is to be in the golf cart and watch where the golf balls go. So to make sure that, like,
so
if someone
like the ball chaser.
Yeah, it's called marshalling, but yeah.
There's an actual term for that.
There is,
chasing equals marshalling. New word in our vocabulary.
There you go. I'm glad it helped. So so that's kind of my job, is to, on those days I get the golf cart, because if someone goes way wayward, I gotta drive up and find it. Or, and this is like a golf rule, if you hit it and can't find it, you're supposed to go back to the tee and re-hit it.
Okay.
So if you're playing in a tournament where every hole has a group or 2 on it, to walk there, not find the ball, walk back, hit it again, takes a long time. So then I drive the kid back and forth. So those days we need the golf cart.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, like, if it's, like, hit away, like, aren't you, like, supposed to, like, play it where it lies? Like,
yes, there's certain rules in golf, and I always try to tell the kids, like, know your rules. Not
like, it's such an individual sport. Like, if you don't know what you're doing,
it totally
that's
is
awkward.
But if you know your rules, like, the rules in golf are meant to certainly punish you and keep some parameters, but they also can help you. So say you hit the ball, it goes way right, and you're in a bush. There's trees around you. You're smack in the middle of this bush. You can hit it. That's one option. Or you can take an unplayable, and it's a stroke penalty, but you can move it a certain distance away from where it is, no closer to the hole. If you moved it, so say it's in the bush, which is in the middle of the table, and if you moved it to where I'm sitting, you might have a clean shot at getting something out of the trees.
Yeah.
So that 1 stroke penalty, as opposed to trying to hack it out of the bush and then you miss it and then it goes, it hits a tree and bounces further in, you can kind of help yourself by, okay, I took the stroke, but now I'm way out there.
Can you, like, is that, like, 1 stroke penalty per hole, or, like, is there, like, a certain rule?
That would just be on that shot.
Oh, okay.
So otherwise you're just, like, there's some penalties that are 1 stroke, some are 2 strokes.
See, like me, I'm super competitive, so I would just say that I lost the ball and I'd just re-hit it.
So
can I do that?
There are certain times where if it goes far enough into the woods, you don't want to find it. So you still have to go look.
Like, I'm not going in there. Yeah, I'm not going in.
So you have to go look, but you're given 3 minutes. There are some times where, like,
timed?
Again, you're.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like sprinting.
I'm like sprinting through, like, the grass.
Yeah.
It is more of, like, it's 3 minutes, but it's more of, like, a casual, like, we've
like
looked for a little bit and we couldn't find it.
The effort was there.
Exactly. And again, like, if you're super far into the woods, then you don't necessarily want to find it because if, again, think about, like, a super wooded area, you're going to you find it, you have to hit it, and you're going to hit through a whole bunch of trees. It's going to be
doesn't go anywhere.
Right, virtually
it's
impossible.
Hit, like, a tree.
It's going to hit more trees. So in that instance, what you would have done is you hit your first drive, went way right in the woods. You would have hit another ball. It's called a provisional, and that one you hit right in the middle of the fairway. So you'd have to go look for the first one, but again, that's not one you'd find because the likeliness of doing something good with it, So the provisional ball, you lie 3. So you hit 1 into the woods, you re-teed is 2 for your penalty stroke, and then you hit it again, 3. So you're in the fairway.
Is that like
your
the fair
shot.
Playing ground? Like, I don't know what the fairway
is. The fairway is
You're using big vocabulary for me today.
So when you're looking at a golf hole, the short mode part is the fairway.
Okay.
And then there's the rough behind it, like on the thicker.
Like there's 2 different colors of green.
Oh, yes.
There are,
And there's sand, right?
There's sand.
And there's water.
And there's water.
Yep.
I've played Wii golf before.
Sand,
I played mini golf.
You've played mini golf and Wii golf.
Wii golf. I've also played
So we're
mini
pretty
golf.
experienced.
Yeah, we're top notch. Yeah. You're talking to the best of the best.
So you mentioned the sand and the water. The technical term in golf for sand is sand.
I thought you were gonna say like this, like grain, the white grain stuff, like something like
No, I actually have a theory. You play field hockey, right?
softball.
Softball.
I used to play field
I
hockey.
feel like we know a little bit about field hockey.
I
Yeah.
used to play field hockey.
So
I know
I-
like the basics.
I have this theory that girls that play field hockey would make really good golfers.
Oh yeah, because
And because you already have that swing down and you don't have to overswing, I haven't convinced any girls to come out for the golf team that play field hockey.
Sixth grade field hockey right
and
here.
don't
I mean.
play that don't
Yeah.
play a spring
Yeah.
sport. So I'm working on it, but it's a
You
working
got to
theory.
recruit. I mean,
gotta go recruit.
tried.
you could have D1 offers coming at you left and right.
I'll tell you, the amount of people, like if anyone's listening to this, golf has so many scholarships
I
that
know.
go unused every year.
Really?
My friend plays softball and
Is it too
golf,
late
and
for
I
us to
think
play?
she wants to go to college for golf solely because of the scholarship money she'll have.
Yeah. There's a girl at Shore Regional.
Riley,
who does,
yeah.
Riley?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah, she's a stud golfer, and
Yeah.
apparently an even better
Yeah, she's very good at softball. I used to play with her. I
It's
love
crazy
her.
to me. So I'm friends with her cousin, actually. I know her.
Oh, really?
Her cousin, yeah. But yeah, she's unbelievable. But there's so many times where like each sport gets X amount of scholarships. So if golf has 6 scholarships, and there's so many that go unused because if they have 6 for the men, they also have 6 for the women's team.
Yeah.
And not a lot of women play golf.
Yeah.
So they're just unused. Like, well, we couldn't get anyone to come here. Like, we're trying to give away money and no one wants
Yeah.
to take our money.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll take it.
So yeah, there's a lot of those kind of scholarships that go unused every year. That if you're
That's crazy.
again thinking about like, I even know, so like there's been girls that I've had in class that say, oh yeah, I play golf on the weekends with my dad, or I did the first tee at Colonial Terrace, and I was like, oh, why don't you play golf? And I was like, and they're like,
They're like, no, like I
because it's
can't
not
do
cool
that.
to
Yeah.
do or
Golf
whatever the
is
stupid-
in. Everybody
Yeah.
do it.
If you're hearing
I'm
this,
getting you people right now.
Yeah. If you're doing this, the coolest thing to do right now is golf.
Golf
Be part
it
of the
up.
golf gang.
Golf it up.
Golf it up.
I like that.
See, we're recruiting for you.
OTGG, Ocean Township Golf Gang.
Oh, is that? Do you guys have an
I'm
Instagram?
gonna
No, I
make you a
just
bumper
made
sticker
that.
for that. No,
But
I'm gonna
that-
make you golf is life and golf OTGG.
I
We
like
need an
that.
There we go.
Instagram.
Okay. I mean, I
When
have
they
an
make it-
He
Instagram.
has
Follow.
the Instagram OTHS
Yeah,
Golf.
OTHS Golf.
Guys, follow OTHS
Follow it,
Golf.
plug it,
Yeah.
Link in bio, link in bio.
Link in bio.
Someone said, smash that like button.
Yes.
Smash it. This video too. All the golfers I feel like are gonna dislike it because we just sound so dumb. Like
We're trying to
like
understand.
fairway, marshalling. I'm
No,
picking
it's
up.
okay if you don't know. You don't like.
I mean,
I'm
we do
learning,
know the
though.
technical term sand, so
We know
That's a lot.
sand.
I'm glad
You
I
know,
could
say
come
watch
here.
Watch out, Tiger Woods.
This is good.
We're coming for you.
I'm glad I could teach you something today.
No, and we're learning so much about
Yeah.
you. My biggest question now:
Mhm.
which sport do you prefer, basketball or golf?
ooh.
Very good question.
Yeah.
What do you
build-up.
mean? Which one do I like more? Do
Just
I
overall.
like because here's
Okay.
now what I mean. Do I like to coach more? Do I like to play more?
How about
Or-
everything? Playing, watching,
Yeah.
coaching.
Just
Okay.
overall.
all of them. Just like you can break it down within each one. Which one do you like to play more, basketball or golf?
It's going to be golf because I don't play a lot of basketball anymore.
The ankles. I
The-
mean,
yeah, the ankles are
The ankles
once it
are
hits
bad news
October, it is
bears,
done.
yeah. The coachings are very different. I love coaching golf because obviously I'm out there playing golf. The
you
golf
golf when you
community.
coach?
I do.
Yeah.
So real quick, how it works is you have a team, I have a team, and even if we had three teams there. You have 5 people that come to the match. So you have your number 1 and number 2 play against my number 1 and number 2, and
Oh,
that's
so-
a foursome that
okay.
goes out because golf
Yeah.
is always played in foursomes. So then
Okay.
you'd have the threes and the coaches play as the next foursome,
Oh my
and
God,
then the
that's so
4s and
crazy.
5s. So yeah, I do play. If we
And obviously
had-
the coaches
Whoa.
don't count as like. a
no, our score doesn't
Yeah.
count, and you drop
Still
the
fun, though.
highest, but it's still
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Who is the number one at Ocean?
Ava Narowski.
Oh,
It's me.
I didn't even need to ask that. Number 1, number 2. Who's
Me.
or is that?
I would think Aiden Mum. He
Oh,
goes
yeah, Aiden
to
Mum,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes
Mast.
to Mast.
He does hockey too, I believe.
He's
yeah.
he plays hockey
oh,
here
which
too.
also has.
He's
like
got the
He's got the
yeah.
swing. He's
got
got the
the swing.
drive.
He does. He really does.
There it is.
There was a great golf philosopher one time, and her name's Shakira, and she said, "Your hips don't lie." And she's got, she was right.
But you're
if
talking
you have
about like
that
actual,
swing,
like a different Shakira, like they just have the same name.
no, if you have that like baseball players with like the hand, it's like the hand hip coordination.
Yeah.
If that's why I said I think field hockey girls would be great at golf, but like baseball, softball, field hockey, regular hockey, they have that.
Because the power's in the legs.
Yeah, they have something there.
It's
sometimes
something.
Yeah, there's and even if you need to, because it is a different swing. So like the baseball swing is different than the golf swing.
No, yeah, because like in baseball you do have like that sense of like uppercutting like that, and like golf it's like down like that.
But at least you have
You have, like,
they're
that
two
power,
different
that muscle
swings, but
memory.
your body has that muscle memory exactly that you can compartmentalize and say, this is my softball swing, this is my golf swing.
And they're two different.
Right, but at least you're kind of in that realm.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Does that answer the question? Golf, I like to play more. Oh, to coach. So I'm out there coaching golf, and it's pretty laid back.
Yeah, basketball's more aggressive.
It's more
running up and down
competitive.
the
I would
court.
say, like the like again, I'm a competitive person, and coming from my upbringing, I've always been competitive in basketball, and coaching I can still get those competitive juices going.
Yeah.
Whereas in golf, you don't really get those because they're more laid back, and you're competitive and you're nervous. You're sitting over a putt that you have to make in order to come in top three. But they're
too much pressure.
Yeah, but it's not. You can't have it. You need to suppress that like energy.
Yeah.
Because otherwise your hands are going to be shaking and everything's going to go over. So they are very different.
And what do you like to watch more, basketball or golf?
I don't think there's anything better than watching golf on a Sunday and taking 3 or 4, like dozing off in between, because golf takes a long time.
It's a process.
Yeah. So you can, go get a breakfast sandwich, get on the couch around, 11 o'clock, watch some golf, eat the sandwich, doze off, wake up. They've played 3 or 4 holes. You kind of check in, watch a little bit, doze off again. There's nothing better than that.
It's such a Sunday.
Yeah.
Is
that
really
your
is.
Sunday
routine?
My Sunday, I really enjoy those in the spring. Like you get like the Masters is in April, which is a big, huge golf tournament.
Is that like where they like go like around like the worlds and like they play like different holes? Or am I thinking tennis? I feel like I'm thinking tennis.
I think you might be thinking tennis.
I think I'm thinking tennis.
The Masters
No
is
clue.
at Augusta. The country club's Augusta.
Is it at Pine Valley?
It's not at Pine Valley.
That's ridiculous. It's number 1 in the world.
It's super exclusive, Pine Valley. You can't get on there.
I can.
Yeah, my name's on the list.
You let me know. It takes and
Jacqueline
take
Hollywood Bahari is standing right before your eyes.
I'm on the list, trust me.
So that Sunday of the Masters is nothing better, because then you kind of wake up and they're getting into their back nine and you can watch the excitement.
It's like the World Series for golf.
Sure. That said, my favorite time of the year is March Madness.
Yeah.
Like for basketball.
Are you
watching
more of a college
basketball
basketball versus like NBA?
I am, yeah, and I'm the
Who's
same
your
way for
college
football
pick?
too. Like,
Really?
I like. Don't get me wrong, football I like, but there's something about college athletics that there's significant. There's a love for the game that I think is missing in the pro side.
I see your perspective on that,
Yeah.
because like the difference that like I know what you mean on that, because like I feel like the pros, it's just like
They're there.
they're there, but like the college athletes are like in it to win it. It's like who's gonna get drafted here, who's gonna be that. It's like very competitive. Like everybody's in their game, and I feel like there's more like to watch in there. I see what you mean by that.
I feel like I like the pageantry of like having the players walk into the stadium and get off the bus. There's like a line of people.
Yeah.
I like that kind of the pomp and circumstance around the college. I like it. It just I don't know. Not that pros don't like it or care about their sport,
Yeah.
but it's more business driven.
Yeah.
And
that makes so much sense.
I feel like college isn't, so that's why I like it. But
Who's
to your
your
point,
pick?
I don't have a team.
You don't?
So UNC is my basketball team. I'm a big
Yeah.
UNC basketball fan.
Okay.
But I'm the first Kulat not to go to University of Illinois. My grandfather, yeah.
Whoa.
So my dad's side of the family's from out by Chicago. So my grandfather went to University of Illinois. My dad and his brothers went there. My cousin goes there right now. She's a junior. So like there's,
And it'd be wrong to choose another Big Ten school.
Right.
That's
So, but they're also not very good. So and growing to
So you just,
Susquehanna, like Penn State was close by.
Yeah.
And growing up, there was a Penn State running back went to Red Bank Regional
I feel like you
when
had
I
to
was
go.
in like 7th and 8th grade. So I
Your
kind of have an
team.
affinity for Penn State. But I like watching good college football.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ohio State, Michigan State. I don't have necessarily a rooting interest in that particular game for whatever. It's just whoever I like more for that game. I just want to watch a good game.
Usually, for the team I want to win, whatever animal logo.
Whoever has the prettier colors.
Like I know one
Yep.
has a dolphin. I do like dolphins, so I'll just root for them.
and they're teal, Jackie. So
I know teal dolphins.
that's your favorite.
They have my vote.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
You ever
watch.
go to the racetrack?
No,
So the horses?
no, I haven't.
Oh, so that's how my
You've
mom
never
does
been?
it.
No, I've never.
Really?
They have like such unique names. I feel like.
So my
Like,
mom just goes based on like the name or the color of the
the
so like the saddle,
thingy, yeah.
like whatever like the jockey's wearing. It's like,
Aren't
oh,
they
I like
supposed to
that
be
one.
like normally like short? I feel like
Jockeys?
jockeys.
Oh, yeah.
are short. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's actually a really cool
New career.
New career.
they do something called the Dawn Patrol during the summertime. And I took I mentioned my best friend. He's got 3 kids, so we went over the summer, and you go like behind the scenes. So you go into like where the jockey's changing room is,
Yeah.
and you see
Yeah.
like the stuff hanging up. And I mean the shirts are like this big.
They're crop tops.
They really are.
They'd be crop
right,
tops on us.
Right, exactly. So they're full length shirts for these guys.
Oh my gosh.
But they kind of take like this little trolley, kind of brings you to the back, like where the horses stay, and it was a really cool
I love
experience.
horses.
Now I want to go to the racetrack. Like
Hopefully the horses are.
spring semester at the racetrack.
For sure, it's a good day. It's even if some people don't like it because of the
Like horses.
animal cruelty.
No, that's
issues.
what I'm thinking. Are the horses treated nicely?
They are.
They are.
So
okay, then.
so
Are you
people
sure?
don't like it
Valid.
because
Have
they.
you talked to them?
Have you communicated?
Oh, we had a nice carrot and kind of talked it out, and they're treated nicely. People don't like that they see them like hitting the horse as
Yeah,
they're
I
trying to
don't
run
like that.
faster.
I
People
don't
don't
like
like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I'd
Yeah.
like that either.
Close your eyes. Just-
I would close my eyes.
The only memory I have from there is I think my sister ran into the fence. Like I was with like my family friends and we were just like horsing around.
Oh, that's a good one.
And my sister ran into like the fence and it was like one of those like metal fences with like the pointy things sticking
Yeah.
out and like she went like
Live.
that and she turned around at my mom and her head all covered with
Oh,
blood.
No.
And then we got like a gift card or something.
Oh, hey, there you
You got
go.
something out of it.
But yeah. That's the only memory I have because we used to always go to the racetrack
Yeah.
because it's so close. But that's my memory of it.
Yeah, I have fond memories going. Like they were always open for Father's Day, so we'd always go with my dad. Really enjoyed it, and
Your little father-son bonding
exactly,
at the
yeah.
racetrack.
So nothing like. Yeah, we'd pick up subs at Enzo's, which is a sub place on the way to the track, and
I
then
go for a sub right now. Being hungry.
It's like 8:30.
so that was always a lot of fun.
No, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us
Yes,
this
thank
morning.
you.
Right, this has been awesome.
I
Thank
know.
you,
We
girls.
learned a lot about you, and
I
I'm
know.
excited for next semester.
I'm excited too. This has been good. Thank you so much.
I hope you weren't as nervous. Like
Yeah.
now.
Oh, we
It-
still need your
We
social
still need that
security
social security number.
and the hair follicles for cloning. Oh,
Oh.
I mean, not cloning. What did I say? Cut that.
No, but seriously, thank you so much,
Oh.
and enjoy your next semester and this semester and golf.
Thank you so much. Again, thank you for having me. This has been great.
Of course.
Yes.